And welcome back, this is Baller Scuba with another random game. Today we're going to be playing Oregon Trail, specifically Oregon Trail 2. Oregon Trail is a series that was on pretty much every school computer in America. Probably still is, but at least it was for a long time. This is the version that I grew up with, so it is the version we are going to be playing today. I am a little sick, a little under the weather, so why not play a game that reminds you that you could die from even the most minor of sicknesses. Let's get the game underway. For those of you that have not seen this game before, probably because you didn't grow up in America, this is a game where we take a family from kind of the middle-ish of America, kind of the eastern side, and we take them all the way to the west coast, kind of, almost to the coast of America in the middle of the 1800s, so it's going to be rough. We're pretty much going to leave a lot of these names the same. We're going to be Casey, we're going to bring Nellie, Irma, Winfield, and Gloria along with us. Until yesterday, I had not played this game since I was a kid. I did it on medium difficulty, which is an adventure, and we died. So I'm going to be trying to make it to the end, so we're going to be playing as a greenhorn today. This is the occupation determines how much money you have to start. I will try to give myself quite a bit of money. I like having money, although it will lower your score at the end. There's like a score multiplier depending on which job class you pick. As you can see, there are some poor jobs. Apparently the teacher is the worst. I will go with merchant. I don't want to make it too easy for myself. We'll start in April because I am scared of certain places. We're going to start in Independence. I honestly don't know the path from the other places. I always just went from Independence. And we're going to go to Oregon City. We could go to Sacramento, but honestly it's a little early. I like starting in 1848, and that's a little early to go to Sacramento. There's a huge stretch when you go to Sacramento that is barren and empty. However, we are not going to be going with the large farm wagon over here, nor are we going to be going with the small farm wagon because I want to stock up. We're going to be going with the Conestoga wagon, which does give me the maximum amount of carry. So, let's get the game underway. You're a merchant who has come to Independence in 1848 for the purpose of setting off on a journey west to Oregon City. You've already bought a Conestoga wagon, but you still need to buy the other supplies you'll need for the journey. As you wander the streets of Independence, you'll see various stores that should be able to provide you with supplies, provided you have enough cash. You'll also see people who may be able to give you some good advice. We will be not listening to those people because they honestly don't give you too much advice. I believe I want to head over to the left first. Either way, we're going to get a little piece of dialogue no matter which way we turn.
The merchants here in town offer basic packages of supplies based on the size of one's party and estimated length of journey. Of course, you can shop around on your own or add to the basic set. So, which package would you like?
Honestly, if you're really trying to get into the nitty-gritty of this game, I don't recommend it, but if it's the first time or it's the first time in a long time that you're playing this game, I would really recommend this in case you forget something. So we're going to go ahead and purchase their just kind of basic starter set. We'll go with that for the 6 months. That sounds good. All right, so over here is probably the most important thing. You want to talk to the wagon guy because he's got spare parts and you are going to be needing spare parts. So you can actually get like a second set of wagons. It's always weird to me, but primarily what we're going to need are spare parts for our ox yokes. Those are going to be important because we are bringing ox, axles, tongues. Yeah, we only need 2 of those, but we're going to need a lot of wheels. We're going to need a lot of wheels for this. Wagon cover, I don't think is absolutely necessary, but we'll bring a couple. So oxen, I'm going to need 6. I honestly kind of want more than that. We'll see if somebody else sells some more. I prefer the oxen. They're cheap. They don't have particularly any strong things about them, but I always remember liking oxen, so I'm going to stick with that mentality of it. There are certain things that are just kind of superstitious about this game. To be honest, you will die often when you play this game. I guarantee nothing about me making it to the end today. I very well might die. Let's see if there's anything at the gunsmith that I think I need. A rifle is good. I should have a backup rifle. I prefer the rifle, I think, to the shotgun. It's been a while. We're going to need more bullets than that. I'm going to be doing some hunting. We're going to need some meat. We are probably going to die. Pharmacy, important stuff. Let's get a couple things of alum, ammonia, borax. I don't think is absolutely necessary. This definitely is. Camphor, that's something that I'm going to need. Honestly, if I don't recognize the name of it, I assume that it's good for things. Maybe one of those. Medicine is one of the things that you are going to be needing a lot of as we go. Dandelion, is dandelion, that's not medicine, is it? Whatever, we'll buy some just in case. Duffy's elixir, it cures everything. Epsom salt, we'll be needing a lot of that. Hydrogen peroxide, I believe a little bit of as well. Iodine is good. Ipecac for throwing up some stuff that we might eat. Laudanum is definitely, we're gonna need more laudanum than that. Lecithin, magnesia, olive oil, they count as medicine in this. Yeah, a lot of this stuff here is considered medicine. Sarsaparilla is not medicine, but I need it. That's root beer. I'm going to need some of that as we go. Sulfur, whiskey, very important. I need 3 gallons of whiskey. And witch hazel, just one thing of witch hazel. We should be good. In case you are curious, there is a weight limit. That's why I've got the biggest wagon there is. As you can see, we're pretty close to going over already. Mostly because that starter set had 425 pounds of bacon on it. Damn, good call. That's a good call on your end. Dry goods, just in case I'm missing anything here. No. Maybe a couple 5-pound things. Biscuits. Could always use some biscuits. We're going to need some spare boots. It's never too early to start preparing for winter. I know it's April, but seriously, prepare for winter. A couple things of that should be good. Try not to buy too much. I get in the habit of doing that, and then I overload my wagon, and then they won't let you leave. Just won't let you leave at all. We don't, maybe one Dutch oven, maybe. Yeah, 1800s, things have different names, and I apologize that we kind of start this off kind of slow, just buying stuff, but this is very important to whether or not we make it all the way across. You do not need a grandfather clock, just in case you were wondering. Damn it, I want garlic. We need flavor on the things that we're purchasing. A couple hammers, absolutely. Maybe a hatchet, a little bit of honey. No horses, hunting knives, we are going to need a couple of those. I'm going to be doing some hunting. I'm warning you guys now, we're going to need to hunt in order to get food to survive. So be prepared for me hunting things. Like rabbits, I'm sorry. I don't want to kill the rabbits, but damn it, I need the food. Long underwear, once again, prepare for winter. Same with the mittens. Hopefully I don't lose any of those. That tends to happen in this game. Tends to happen quite a bit. Now, I just want one thing of nutmeg. It's not that important. Alright, a couple things of oats, a couple things of onion, a couple more oxen. Like I said, I wanted to get a little bit more. 8 should be fine. Things will happen to the oxen as we go. I don't need a pickaxe. I could use a pot, I believe. A couple things of potatoes, maybe a 1-pound thing of rhubarb. We got plenty of rice. Maybe a couple things of preserves. No saddles. I don't have horses, so that's not going to be necessary. We are going to need some salt and pounds of salt pork. I'll be hunting, hopefully quite a bit, so I'll be able to resupply salted meat. And I think that will do it. Oh, thermometers, maybe a tent, just in case. You never know what's going to happen. And winter coats and winter scarves, very important. Hopefully I won't need too much of those, but I think we are good to go now. Yes, we are just underweight. I believe it's to the right. Nope. This is Independence. It's one of the larger towns. As you've pretty much
Howdy.
seen what it's like.
Howdy.
You can talk to these things if you want. And all of these guys are willing to talk to you too, but I think we have spent enough time here. It's time to actually play the game. Let's head out. I like going with a big wagon trail. I don't know why. Maybe it's just superstition. But we're going to pick train number 3. That sounds like the good one here. Before setting out, you need to pick a wagon train to travel with. The following wagon trains are about to set out for Oregon City. Which do you want to go with? Train number 3. I say Oregon. Some people say Oregon. I think it's a regional thing. We call it Oregon. So we're going to head out. All right, so this version doesn't have a map. Some of the later versions did. The previous version, Oregon Trail 1, a lot of people really seem to have nostalgia for that one. I don't. I didn't play it until far after I played this one, and it's hard to go back for me. It's very black. It's a DOS game. This one is a Windows game. But like I said, it was on all the computers. All right, first decision of the game. Well, many decisions have been made, but first traveling decision. Blue River. Check the river conditions. Fairly ordinary river, 2.5 feet deep, 750 feet wide. Let's ford it. We can ford that. All right, let's just keep going. We're going through a few towns. Oh, let's wait through the thunderstorm. A couple early towns, but now we're really motoring. And we're going to see some landmarks along the way. I don't know anybody that's ever seen these landmarks. They don't seem like a big deal. We start in Missouri, in case you guys are curious. And then we quickly go into Kansas. Very quickly into Kansas. Fairly ordinary. All right, we'll cock the wagons and float across. It's too deep. 4 feet is too deep, I believe, for our wagon. I think 3 is usually my cutoff. So let's cock it and float. Should have just paid the damn toll. All right, get the wagon upright. But hey, we made it across. Oh, little bobcat, it looks like. All right, visit the mission. What do you got for sale? Yeah, I'm gonna need some bacon. I lost some of mine. Ugh. That's the hard thing, is that you'll lose things very quickly. Very quickly. All right, that's good for now. Let's keep on going. To be honest, this game was awesome. I just paid the toll. I learned my lesson. This game was awesome, but mostly because it was on a school computer. So I am having a lot of nostalgia for this game. We will eventually, though, start dying. Too many people at the river. I don't have it. Why do they give me, like, here's your one option, or you could get advice? I'll take my one option. All right, Big Blue River. All right, 3.5, cock the wagons and float. All right, we made it, and we're ready to go. Let's just keep going. Heavy fog, we'll slow down for that. We want to keep going. We have a timeline here, and even when you start a little bit early in April, it's still a little tough at points. All right, so we're ready to go. This was supposed to teach us about, the middle of the 1800s, when people from the eastern side of the United States had to go to the western side. We've made it to Nebraska, by the way. And here's the Platte River. We'll visit. I think I need to purchase a couple things, isn't there? There we go, supplies. I don't care about the blacksmith right now. We are going to be needing lots and lots of bacon for this. We're probably going to get fat, but it'll be fine, I swear. All right, we're also going to need some of these. The dried fruit and vegetables, very important, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to save up money. We are going to be needing it as we go. How do I just leave? There we go. Fort Kearney. There it is. We're ready to go. So this is Nebraska now. Oh, and our first medical thing. Winfield has been bitten by a rattlesnake. This is the part that is kind of weird, because I honestly don't know if you actually have to use like real life medicine to solve these problems, because for a snake bite, using antiseptic's probably not going to do it. Lots of exercise just makes the poison go through quicker. So tourniquet and suction method is the way to go. So that's the way I think about it. I use my limited medical knowledge to try to solve these problems. All right, we'll keep going. Freaking Nelly, didn't you learn from Winfield's mistake? Jeez, use the tourniquet and suction method. You know, tie it off, suck the venom out, spit it out, and drink some whiskey afterwards. That's why I got the whiskey, amongst other reasons. I've honestly never been to this part of the country, so I can't tell you if this stuff is cool or not. But we made it to O'Fallon's Bluffs, and we're continuing on. We've made it over 450 miles now. We're moving along. South Platte River, this is usually pretty easy to cross. Maybe not today. Let's ford across. All right, California Hill, just like the river, you have to make a decision here. So, hills, check it. Doesn't look very steep. Double team and continue. All right, we made it. All right, now we're going down Windlass Hill. Doesn't look very steep. We'll anchor and continue. Hey, something good. An abandoned wagon. Search it. 2 dozen candles. I guess that's something. All right, it's about time for me to go hunting. I do want to try to go hunting early and often. I'll try to kill big game mostly. As you can see, I had the option to kill the bunny there, but I went for the bear. Bear has a lot more meat. God, all right. No, deer. What? That is crap. The hit detection in this game, it's not 100%. It's not. No, damn it. I need the freaking food. Yeah, early on. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, that's good for now. All right, for firing 10 times, you shot 309 pounds of game and were able to carry 192 pounds of it back to your wagon. If you continue to hunt in this area, game will become scarce. Yeah, we're moving. Don't worry. But I do need to hunt early and often. Yeah, wait through this thunderstorm. Courthouse and jail rocks were ready to go because later on, especially the further west you go, game will be a little bit harder to find big game of. So you want to deal with the big game here. Seriously. All right, Chimney Rock, probably the only thing that I remember or have heard about outside of Oregon Trail. There it is. Kind of unique. All right, let's go. We're going to make it to Oregon. Scotts Bluff, just keep on going. Morale's still high. Things are working out pretty well for me. Rubidoux Pass Trading Post. All right, we'll visit. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I could use more bacon. It's very cheap, but it's going to get more expensive as we go. So get it while you can. We are going to need some blankets. Why didn't I get blankets before? Cornmeal, probably good for grits. Dried bread. Get that up. Gunpowder, I think we're good on. Pemmican, I'm not going to be needing. Salt pork is good. All that stuff I'm fine on. I could use a thing of vinegar, though. All right, we're good to go. Let's keep going. Yeah, this is from years and years of playing this game. I've probably played it a couple hundred times. Can't tell you how often I made it to the end, but I'm hoping for the best today. I'm not in the best of mind, though. Pretty tranquil. We'll caulk the wagons afloat. All right, it worked that time. Now we're ready to go. I don't need anything more for the time being. So yeah, we're in Nebraska now. We're working our way across. I don't know why some of these places have names, but we're making it to the Rocky Mountains. That is one of these scary parts, mostly because there are bears. Speaking of which, let's go hunting. I only want to shoot big game to start. If it comes to it, really, I took down the bear with one shot. If it comes to it, I'll start shooting the small game, but yeah, I really shouldn't do that early on. I already did shoot at him a couple times, but I shouldn't have. See, look, that was a clear hit, but it still takes 2. Usually takes 2 or 3. All right, we'll wait a little bit longer, see if a bunny has any friends. It doesn't look like it. If you shoot, they start running faster. So sometimes it's good to just shoot to see if there's anything bigger, but I'm going to try to avoid killing bunnies while I can. All right, I guess I get 2 bears. Firing 3 times, you shot 278 pounds of game and were able to carry 220 pounds of it back to your wagon. If you continue to hunt in this area, game will become scarce. Yeah, we don't use the full animal. Damn it, an animal bite. Casey got bit by a mountain lion. Damn it, Casey. You can rub salt in the wound. I'm sure that'll help. Clean and dress it. That should work, hopefully. You know, really, you should treat it with an antiseptic and then clean and dress the wound, but this seems more important. Ayers Natural Bridge. Actually, I have heard of this one. Isn't that in Utah, though? I must be thinking of a separate thing that's in Utah. But this is actually very pretty. Don't let this one picture fool you. It's very nice. It does form an actual bridge-looking structure made out of rock. Basically, there's a giant hole underneath, what looks like a bridge. All right, how's the river conditions? Fairly ordinary river. I'll take the ferry. I got $3. All right, Mormon Ferry Trading Post, otherwise known as a cabin in the middle of nowhere. This looks like a current picture, to be honest, not from like the 1800s. All right, let's get 50 more pounds of bacon. I'm not going to need beads. One more pair of boots. We all need boots. I got plenty of bullets. Could use a little bit more. We do not need a harmonica. Maybe a slab of lard. And I think we'll be good to go pretty shortly here. Yeah, I don't need any tobacco. Thank you, though. We're ready to go. And there's some buffalo, Emigrant Gap. If there's buffalo, like, that's really good meat. How am I doing on, because it lists it as salted meat. How much salted meat do I have? Should have a couple hundred left. Is it all the way at the end? There we go, 389. So I think that's good for now. We'll just keep going past Independence Rock through the Devil's Gate. And we should be close to eastern Colorado now. I'm not entirely sure where the border is, because in these days, it's all just considered wilderness. 3 crossings, we'll go. All right, Sweetwater River. Maybe rather difficult. Let's ford the river. Quicksand ahead. You put the weakest animal up front. Are you serious? All right, we'll just slow down. All right, as long as you're cautious, you should be able to avoid the quicksand. A bad cold. Oh, Gloria. That does not look like you at all. But Gloria, you're kind of just like me right now. You might not make it, so, increase fluids like I'm trying to do.